Some people have very long toes,
Yeah.
so the standard position of the cleat holes on the shoe is just not suitable for them, and they don't want to go and spend
Yeah.
a whole bunch of money buying a new pair of shoes. So this is an affordable way of solving that problem.
Welcome to Cycling Demystified, brought to you by Foundation Bike Fit and Frequency Cycle Works, the podcast where we help you take your cycling to the next level by sharing the knowledge from experienced bike fitters, mechanics, and the hidden players within the bike industry.
One for the bike fit geeks this week. I catch up with Ronan Descy to talk about his company Form, which makes specialist bike fitting tools and hardware. These include shims, wedges and extender plates, all the wonderful widgets bike fitters use to improve a rider's comfort and connection with their bike. We discuss some of his latest products, why they're an essential part of every bike fitter's toolbox, and also reveal a prototype tool which Ronan will be bringing to the market soon. So if you're a bike fitter, don't miss this one. All right, welcome back to the podcast. We are at the Form bike fitting stand today with none other than Ronan Descy. Welcome to the podcast, Ronan.
Hey, how you doing?
It is day 3, so energy levels are
Low.
You're just putting on the sexy voice, right?
Excitement is high, but energy levels are low.
Yeah, I think we can tell just by looking around at some of the stands. Everyone's sitting down a lot more.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
We don't have
Anyway,
the luxury of a table.
but it's all worth it. It's all worth it. Eurobike's amazing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyway, I think this is going to be a bit of a bike fitters geeky episode because we're going to talk about Form bike fitting. For the listeners out there who don't know about Form, can you give us a quick overview of what you do, why you do it?
We do essentially products that help fitters and riders optimize the foot to pedal interface. So foot correction, I don't know if correction is the right word to use, but shims, wedges, extender plates, optimizing the position of the foot on the pedal.
I like to say it just you make all the funny little weird gizmos that bike fitters use to make the magic happen.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So for I don't know, the regular cyclist out there, you might not have heard of wedges and shims and so on, but if you're a bike fitter, like this is your bread and butter to kind of really make people feel amazingly connected to their bikes and their bike riding.
That's a word that a lot of riders use during fits. They experience a sense of being more connected to the pedals.
Yeah. Who doesn't want to be more connected to their bike? Right? So, yeah. But you've got some kind of new products, new things that have come out. We're looking at some extender plates here. Can you tell us a bit more about your extender plates? What do they do? What do they look like? Obviously, we can't see them because we're on a podcast. But yeah, give us a little description.
Yeah, so in addition to the usual shims and wedges, extender plates are something which allow riders or fitters to adjust the cleat further than the stock settings will allow. We've had speed play extender plates for quite some time. In fact, we do 3 different variants, and these extender plates will allow a further rearward position or medial and lateral. For the layman, that means outwards and inwards. And we've just released a new set of 2 3-hole road extender plates. One of them is predominantly for rearward adjustment, and this is something which a lot of people have been asking for quite a long time. And so the plate gives an additional 20 millimeters of rearward adjustment.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. And that sort of thing is often used in triathlon, in ultra endurance cycling, and cycling where you're trying to deactivate reduced stress on the ankle and calf. And also in a lot of cases reduce hot foot. So it takes away pressure off of the ball of the foot. So the first one is the XPR, which will give you that rearward adjustment. In addition to that, it provides slight medial and lateral adjustment as well, of an extra 3 millimeters compared with the standard 3-hole cleat. Again, that's just to fine tune. Some riders want to go slightly out, slightly wider. Some riders want to go slightly closer to the bike if you're a very, very small rider. And so it gives quite a lot of versatility to the pedal cleat setup. The other extender is called the XPS, and that is dedicated to primarily to medial and lateral adjustment, which will give you between 5 and 10 millimeters of medial or lateral adjustment. So if you want to go closer to the bike or further away from the bike, you can get between 5 and 10 mil. In addition, that plate will also offer 8 millimeters of rearward adjustment. So particularly for bike fitters, it's an extremely versatile product to have in the studio, because it gives you an instant ability to solve a problem if the rider's cleat position is too far forward and the shoe won't allow it to be to go further back. So
I think this is what we love about it, because I think if you're a regular rider out there and you're getting some foot pain or discomfort, quite often the biggest limiting factor is the shoe itself. As cycling shoes have to do a number of things over and above, say, like your normal regular shoe. So they both have to fit your foot, be comfortable, but also provide a decent cleat position at the same time. So sometimes you get a shoe that fits well, but the cleat mounting position is in a terrible position, or you have shoes which have good mounting positions, but they fit poorly. And so your products actually kind of help to add in that versatility where you can find a good solution, even though, say, the cleat position would be in the wrong place.
Yeah, absolutely. This is quite a common problem. Some people have different size feet, and they use the extended plate to get everything further back. Some people have very long toes, so the standard position of the cleat holes on the shoe is just not suitable for them, and they don't want to go and spend a whole bunch of money buying a new pair of shoes. So this is an affordable way of solving that problem.
I think that's a really important point as well. Like it's actually quick and easy and affordable to make all these adjustments and test it out. So, for example, the ability to move your cleat backwards, experiment with that more rearward cleat position, almost a midfoot cleat position. Not a true midfoot cleat position, but you're getting closer to that territory just to see if that kind of position actually works for you and is something that you want to kind of explore further. Then it's such a quick and easy way of doing it. And you get people buying from you, just regular riders buying from you.
I mean, we sell direct to cyclists, we sell to fitters, and most people, when they try a more rearward position, instantly like it. It doesn't feel odd, and it helps so many things. So it's quite beneficial. There's also a lot of people asking for the ability to move their cleats or their foot sideways.
And as a fitter, I'm really excited about the side-to-side or medial-lateral adjustments, because again, that's something not normally explored, and traditionally you'd have to either add some pedal extenders in or get a different pedal with a longer axle. Like Shimano make a long fit and a short fit pedal axle, and the difference is only like 4 mil, I think. So just putting a plate on just gives you that extra room to kind of play with it without having to buy a whole new pedal. Or if you've got the pedals, then you can also kind of add the extra length on. So really cool product. Like it. Thanks, Ronan. And let's talk about some of the other more exciting things as well. So obviously you make the entire suite of like kind of bike fit products like shims and wedges and so on, but I think what sets you out from a lot of other companies, well, there's not that many companies making them, but your pièce de résistance, maybe your kind of halo product?
The mountain bike shim. So for years, riders when they fitted shims to mountain bike shoes, they would then land up walking on the cleat.
Yeah.
So Form developed a walkable mountain bike shim, which allows, in its standard guise, to give you between 3 and 6 millimeters of stack, but being able to walk on that shim without walking on a cleat. It's an extremely popular item. We're currently on version 2, and we've recently released an addition to the version 2 shim. Based on demand from customers who wanted more than the standard 6 millimeters that's offered on the shim. We are soon going to be releasing 2 new kits which will increase the height available from 7 to 10 millimeters and 11 to 14 millimeters, again in 1 millimeter increments. So interestingly, this was due to a ton of requests we got via email from customers who liked the shim but wanted more than 6 mil. And we landed up hand making a bunch of these things up to 15 mil in height. And really discovered that there was quite a big market for people who needed more than 6 mil on the mountain bike shim. So this is why this product has been developed.
Yeah, so it's specifically for people with quite significant leg length differences, but you're strapped to a symmetrical bike, so we need to try and make you a little bit more even, or try and even out the pelvis on the bike and so on. But yeah, I think it's a unique kind of product. So you've solved an issue there, but just the level of detail that you've gone into it is really impressive in terms of how it's constructed. There's even like pins to kind of hold the cleats and shim in place. So there's like the kind of anti-rotational pins. So when you kind of tighten down the cleat, then it should kind of stay in place. And yeah, really importantly, it's a stack that's walkable, so you don't lose that ability to kind of walk around.
And in fact, there are a couple of pros who are riding mountain bike, pro riders who are using these and really can't get on without them. They're incredibly thankful that there's something that allows the walking or the walkable element whilst allowing them to ride in a symmetrical way.
It's amazing how long people can kind of go without realizing they have that kind of leg length difference and just kind of cope with the pain or discomfort, but then they change to something that kind of solves those issues and they're like, whoa, it's like night and day. So yeah, thank you for making all these products. They're exceptionally useful and helping people to ride better.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always been a driving factor to solve problems for, my background is bike fitting and I've always wanted to solve problems for cyclists. So it's really a pleasure doing this, to be honest.
Yeah, I know you get a ton of emails as well every day from people looking to like solve all these issues, and I know you go through them one by one. So appreciate your work. So just before we wrap it up, is there anything else on the horizon? Any new things that we should be aware of? Things we should be looking out for?
We're slowly moving into Bike Fit Studio. The Bike Fit Studio area. We've got a prototype stem on show here, a sizing stem, which is aimed at bike fitters, and it's designed again to overcome some of the issues that existing stems have, existing sizing stems. We haven't tested it yet, but feel that it's got a lot of positives. And if this is a successful product, we'll start looking at other items that could be applied in the Fit Studio.
Yeah, and what were the main problems that you're trying to resolve by producing this product? Because it looks similar to kind of some of the sizing stems out there. So, but I know that you were trying to resolve some specific issues.
Yeah, I think one of the main things that conventional sizing stems, one of the main problems they have is the fact that they're quite flexy. So this has been designed to be quite stiff. We've designed it to be easy to use, so it's got a single M6 bolt on the bar clamp. It's got a single M6 bolt on the steerer clamp. We've designed it so that all the parts are replaceable, but it's tough and the parts shouldn't need replacing. We've designed it so that the length adjustment is indexed. It's not an estimate based on stopping a winder at a certain point. So it's exactly the right length in 5mm increments. And the steerer clamp is designed to accommodate 1 1/8 as well as 1 1/4 steerers.
Yeah. And
then finally the bar clamp. The standard one is 31.8, but there will be an aftermarket version for 35mm bars available as well, which is an optional extra.
And I have to say the slider, the rail which kind of moves the bar forward and back is exceptionally smooth, which I particularly enjoy. So it's still in prototype phase, going to be coming out soon. We're going to be testing it, we're going to be putting it through its paces. But yeah, really exciting to see kind of new products and just kind of really trying to put a product out there that is reliable, strong, stiff, fits all the different kind of configurations you'd need. So if you're a bike fitter, keep an eye on this. I think you're going to like it, which is great. And yeah, you've seemed to have got quite a lot of interest. Lots of people visiting the booth this show. Some interesting characters, I'd say.
Very interesting characters. We've had a lot of teams speak to us about getting involved with their team, with the products. That's a really exciting space to be in.
Yeah.
It shows us the pros are taking bike fitting more seriously these days.
Yeah.
Which isn't the case 10 years ago. It wasn't the case 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's really nice to see. And I think that's because there are some teams already in there using these products and they're proving successful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always an interesting, I find that thinking about bike fit in the pro team world is always a little bit of a black hole. I never really know what people are doing. Some teams seem to be quite invested in it, some teams are not. Some fitters kind of get involved and then they come back out again, and there's always different stories. So yeah, it's kind of reassuring to see teams actually interested in the products themselves and using them to solve issues with their riders. So yeah, maybe bike fitting's on the up. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Any last things you want to talk about, Ronan?
In terms of products for the end user, well, fitters as well, I think there's one more that's going to come out quite soon, which is an extender plate for mountain bike cleats. And that again is something a lot of people have been asking us for.
Yeah.
Big challenge to make. It's not an easy design, and that's primarily because pretty much any mountain bike shoe you see is a different design to the next. So making something that's compatible with everything is incredibly hard.
Yeah.
But there's always ways to do it.
Yeah.
We just have to find a way that's simple and cost effective.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost the earth.
But yeah, it's always reassuring how much testing and design goes into, or thought goes into every product. So rest assured, that's why we like them and so many bike fitters use you. So yeah, nice work.
Thank you.
No worries. All right.
Good talking.
Yeah. And we'll get back to the rest of Eurobike. All right. Catch you later, Ronan. Thanks a lot.
Bye-bye.
Suffering from numb hands, tingling toes, and any other persistent discomforts when you ride? These are all signs that your bike fit could be improved. If you're bike fit curious, get in touch with Wei or Matt by emailing info@foundation.fit or finding them on Instagram @FDN_bikefit. Finally, for all your bike servicing needs, custom dream bike or hand-built wheels, go to www.frequencycycleworks.com or find me on Instagram @frequencycycleworks. Until next time, keep on spinning.